This is Ocelot, and in this video I will be answering the question, can I beat Elden Ring using cold sorceries only? These are the main sorceries I will be using. There are other cold sorceries to use, however, frozen armament is applied to weapons, and I will just be using damaging sorceries. It will be Adula's Moonblade, Freezing Mist, Glintstone Ice Crag, Zamora Ice Storm, and Ranni's Dark Moon. So we start off with the Astrologer class, and we choose the Golden Seed as the keepsake. Name will be any name. And we jump off the cliff. Instead of fighting the Grafted Scion, talk to Melina, get Torrent, so we have access to faster traveling.
Summon me. I bequeath to
Pick up the Whetstone Blade, Whetstone Knife, so we can apply Ashes of War. We will be using one Ash of War in this run. Picked up a crafting kit and some pots from Kale. Picked up a gold pickle Foulfoot to help us gain levels. Now I picked up the Dexterity Knot Crystal tier, but I don't believe I use it in this run. Intelligent Knot Crystal tier will be used, however, and here's going to be our damaging Ash of War Hoarfrost Stomp.
very well at my hand.
As Melina takes us to the round table, I will explain that all the cold sword, well, the first access that we have to cold sorceries is through Celavis, and Celavis's quest is locked behind a couple of bosses. We need to kill one Remembrance boss, and we need to kill Loretta. Here we're picking up the Golden Bow Ash of War to apply to a dagger. That's going to be our main buff. Fever's Cookbook for the Sleep Pots for Godskin Noble and Godskin Apostle. We go to Fort Height to pick up the first half of the Dexis Medallion. We picked up the Faith Knot Crystal tier, but I'm pretty sure I don't use it in this run. As I'm running around, I'm picking up Trina's Lilies for the Sleep Pots. Here we're in Dragon Barrow to cheese this Knight's Cavalry. Now, since we don't damage him, I technically do not kill him, he just kills himself. In Caelid, we pick up the other half of the Dectus Medallion. I believe that's actually South Dragon Barrow. We picked up a Starlight Shard for Celavis's questline. At the Street of Sages Ruins, we're going to be picking up our main catalyst, the Meteorite Staff. That's going to be the first one we use until we gain access to a couple powerful ones later on. Here we're leveling up the short sword to plus 14, which we applied our Hoarfrost Stomp Ash of War to. And in East Liurnia of the Lakes, we're going to be fighting this tree avatar to pick up the other main crystal tier that we're going to be using in our Flask of Wondrous Physic. This avatar will drop various elemental tiers. We are interested in the magic tier. And we apply the intelligence tier and the magic tier to our Flask of Wondrous Physic. We go into Altis and fight Gillica. We enter Altis for two reasons. By activating a Site of Grace, we're now able to fight Starscourge Radahn. After killing Gillica, we pick up the Ritual Sword Talisman, which boosts our damage at full health.
What are you playing at? Wait, I see it now.
Now, to help our Ash of War boost our damage, we will be killing Alexander for the Warrior Jar Shard. It is a less powerful version of the Shard of Alexander, however it is obtainable pretty much within a few minutes within starting Elden Ring. With our first setup complete, we are now ready to fight Margit. After fighting Margit, we're going to head through Stormvale Castle and fight Godrick, because again we need to fight one shard bearer in order to complete Celavis's questline. During this fight, I will go ahead and let you know about Celavis's questline. Celavis is available after fighting Shade Loretta in Caria Manor. However, to complete his questline, we must speak with Nefeli at the Round Table, and in order for Nefeli to enter the Round Table, we need to kill at least one shard bearer. So I chose Godrick because out of the 4 available, I figured he would be the easiest to kill with Hoarfrost Stomp. And let me explain why I'm using Hoarfrost Stomp. I could have used Ice Spear as well, however, I chose Hoarfrost Stomp because I was able to apply it to the Astrologer's starting equipment. If I had used Ice Spear, I would have had to pick up a Pole Blade or Twin Blade, and I believe I could have used the Banished Knight's Halberd, which would have involved killing Edgar, which without any cold damaging sorceries or Ashes of War available, I would not have been able to do. If I goofed something up, go ahead and mention in the comments if there was an easier way or a different way I could have used Ice Spear, because it is the superior version, or the superior out of the 2 pulled Ashes of War. I would definitely like to know. Now we're heading through Stormvale Castle on our way to fight Godrick. Now I'm fighting Godrick here with a plus 14 short sword. I probably could have done it with a plus 12 or even a plus 6. The reason I got it to plus 14 was to make sure that I didn't have any trouble with it. I hit me a few times. I did not feel like I was in any real danger while I was fighting him. And with Godrick defeated, we have our mandatory shard bearer defeated. And we head over to Caria Manor and fight Loretta Shade. This again was another, actually this battle was a little bit more tough than Margit and Godrick. I believe Loretta Shade has some magic resistance. I know that she cannot take any status effects, so the frost will not affect her at all. If I was able to get Frost procs on her, this would have been a much faster battle. And as you can see right there, I have just enough vigor where not two shot. Usually I play where I don't get one shot. Fortunately, I put in one extra point, so I didn't get two shot right there. One less point and I would have had to restart the fight. Down goes Loretta. We now have access to the northwest section of Carrion Manor.
Wilt thou enter
We enter
into my
Ronnie's
sire
service
mood
so
that I
we
might
can
won well?
gain access to Celavis's questline.
I see. Thou art a... But I require... I anticipate...
And we speak to Celavis so we can go ahead and start his questline, pick up his potion, go to the round table, give it to Gideon.
Good. You go and see. Just tell him despite knowing his inevitable.
Altis, pick up the Amber Starlight shard so we can pick up the Magic Scorpion shard from Celavis. And now we have access to our first cold sorceries. We go with Ice Crag and Freezing Mist.
Break your fishness, no fine, and you trick. I believe that makes you yearn. Well, but perhaps now. Well, the bliss. Goodness to think, yes, I should give you your reward. Yeah, please.
After giving Celavis the Amber Starlight shard, he is going to reward us with another one of our talismans, the Magic Scorpion charm. The Magic Scorpion charm, it gives plus 12% magic damage. However, we receive 10% more damage. With our cold sorceries, we are now ready to fight Radahn. This fight actually took me about 3 or 4 tries, I believe, because number one, I'm not used to using sorceries, and I had to get used to the short range on Glintstone Ice Crack. Plus, I'm not really high on vigor, so I get hit by more than one hit, it's definitely. As you can see right there, about 90%, maybe 80% of my health is taken off. However, luckily, he enters phase 2. A few times in this run you'll see that I'll try to cast a sorcery without realizing I have no FP. Again, that's my inexperience in using sorceries in general. Goes Radahn, we have 2 shard bearers down. However, I do pick up the Academy Glintstone key so I can attempt Rennala. Before I go to Rennala though, I head over to Caelid, pick up another talisman from these Cleanrot Duo. Cleanrot Duo down, we are rewarded with the Gold Scarab, which gives us plus 20% runes from defeated enemies. Talk to Anya, grab our third talisman pouch. For now, we'll be using the Ritual Sword Talisman, Magic Scorpion Charm, and the Gold Scarab. I fight this Putrid Avatar in Caelid for runes. Talk to Patches so I can buy some Gold Pickle Foulfoot, which I pop right after fighting each of these high level bosses from Dragon Barrel. This is going to be our third talisman from the Academy. It gives 4% damage to our sorceries. And now we're on to fight the Red Wolf of Radagon. Wolf goes down, and I switch to the Gold Scarab so I get the rune bonus. Pick up the Radagon icon, which shortens our spell casting time. Not 100% sure if it works on sorceries, but I grabbed it anyways. And here I attempt Rennala. Now I ended up quitting out because, well, I got her out of her bubble 3 times and she still had health. I was running out of blue flasks, so I just decided for now I would put her aside and come back and fight her later. Pick up Terra Magica, which boosts our magic damage, and on to the Draconic Tree Sentinel so we can enter the capital of Leyndell. The Draconic Tree Sentinel down, we are now ready to enter the capital and go straight to Goldfrey. I know I haven't been showing my level progression, so I'll just explain right here. Basically, I'm putting most of my points into intelligence with very low vigor, some mind, and some endurance. with that, we have our final talisman pouch, and we are ready to fight Morgott. Now, Morgott took me about probably 4 or 5 tries. I'd have to go back through the footage and check, but he's always been a tough for me, no matter what level I'm at. He's just very aggressive, and he's really good at staggering me. If I get hit by one of his crazy combos, I can pretty much get stun locked into him comboing me to death. Luckily, here in this fight, I was able to maintain distance, get into phase 2, take a lot of his health off during the transition, and a few more shots, and he goes down.
Stained by my curse, such shame they cannot bear. Thy part in this shall not be forgiven.
After finding out that the way is blocked, we talk to Melina for the rolled medallion to access to the mountaintops of the giants. I grab a grace, but there's a few things I want to do before I go to the mountaintops. Mainly, I'm going to go to Nokron, since it's been opened by Radahn. The reason I come here is for the Finger Slayer Blade, mainly to continue Ranni's quest. There is a cold sorcery locked behind her quest. You don't have to complete her quest, but you pretty much do have to complete it to get the cold sorcery, which is Adula's Moonblade. Here we pick up the Snow Witch hat, which increases our damage to the cold sorceries by 10%. We pick up Miniature Ranni so we can continue her quest later. I come back to the academy and pick up a Glintstone staff since I forgot to get it the first time. This is going to be a decently scaling staff. The Carrion Regal Scepter is better, however, I haven't beat Rennala yet, so I don't have access to it. I restore Morgott's Rune, and right after I restore Godrick's Rune, and I believe I switch to Godrick's and stick with this one the rest of the game. Since I have mountaintops open, I pick up another cold sorcery, the Zamor Ice Storm. I fight Borealis, the Freezing Frog, mainly for the runes. Anytime I'm doing a run, I like fighting Borealis. I was surprised at the damage I was doing. I did not expect for Borealis to go down as easily as she does. He, she, I'm not sure exactly the gender. But, as you can see, I'm not having that much trouble with Borealis. Luckily, she stays in front of me the whole time. Again, there shows my inexperience. I could have picked up the Jellyfish Shield a while ago and been doing a lot more damage. And as you can see, I've switched to Azur's Glintstone staff. I had leveled it to +9 by this point, and I come back to fight Rennala. Now, even with the +9 Azur Glintstone staff, Jellyfish Shield, Snow Witch hat, pretty much all of my talismans filled up. I have the Ritual Sword talisman, I have the Magic Scorpion charm, the Graven Scroll, and Radagon icon. And with the Azur Glintstone staff, I'm basically casting as fast as possible. I believe between Radagon icon and the Azur Glintstone staff, I have 70 virtual dexterity. We're into phase 2. Phase 2 took me a little bit longer. I know I edited phase 1 a little bit, but I mainly just edited out me hitting those sweepings. to get Rennala out of her bubble. What I don't like about Phase 2 is her spell spamming. She's basically Gideon Jr. in Phase 2. After a lengthy fight and second attempt, Rennala goes down. Back to the underground to continue our way towards Glintstone Dragon Adula. Here we fight the Baleful Shadow, so we can get the ring from the Academy. The ring in question is the Dark Moon ring, which is needed to proceed past Astel, Naturalborn.
Beautifully fought. My thanks. 'Twas more of a challenge than I envisioned. Now I can finally stand before them. This is farewell, my dear. Tell Blythe and Iji I love them.
I decided to go ahead and go after Astel first, even though I have the discarded Palace Key. I cannot use the Dark Moon ring yet until I beat Astel anyways, so again, this fight probably took about 3 or 4 tries. I usually fight under Astel, and when I was fighting him in my previous attempts, he would do his gravity attack or just spam the ground slam. So this time I tried to stay out from under him, but not too far, again because of the short range of Glintstone Ice Crack. guess the fight was taking so long he decided to do Meteorite of Astel again. I don't think my fights with Astel usually last this long. But he ends up going down. And after beating Astel, we go back to the academy. We pick up the Dark Moon Ring so we can go past the seal in Astel's arena. This is going to be another semi-lengthy battle. A lot of the battles were semi-lengthy. I believe this was a first try though. I don't think I went down to Adula, surprisingly. And as you saw earlier, I actually got a frost proc on her, which I was surprised about. And again, right there, with 1 or 2 less points in vigor, and that attack probably would have killed me. I buff up one more time, I believe, and continue to attack Adula as we get the frost proc. She does the annoying fire breath underneath her, but she's going to be going down pretty soon here. With the Adula down, we receive our second to the last cold sorcery we're going to be using. And after I receive this, it's pretty much my go-to cold sorcery, Adula's Moonblade. But we have one more cold sorcery to get, and it is also on this section of the map. Since I was here, I went ahead and completed Ranni's questline. Now, I'm sure you all know you get the Dark Moon Greatsword at the end. I do pick it up and I show it in my inventory. However, I don't use it because although it is a cold weapon that the projectile does frostbite, I don't use it because it is not with the theme of the run, which is cold sorceries only.
So it was thee who would become my lord. Perhaps I needn't have warned thee. I am pleased. I go now. I bid thee, and once.
You again. I don't want.
Back to Limgrave to see this merchant and purchase a short bow because I'm going to be needing it to finish a puzzle to get Ranni's Dark Moon. Before that though, I visit this Albinauric and politely ask him to give me the medallion. This is going to be the half of the medallion that Commander Niall is looking for. pick up Loretta because she get an easy Somber 10 at the end of her quest line.
Call upon me when needed, and
And we go back to the Moonlight Altar and do the turtle puzzle to open up Chalona's Rise. In Chalona's Rise at the very top, we're going to be getting our last cold sorcery, Ranni's Dark Moon. To get the Carrion Regal Scepter, I level it up to +9, and I compare it to the Azure Glintstone Staff, and I decide to go for the power instead of the faster casting speed. Now we go to Commander Niall to pick up the other half of the Halig Tree Medallion. Commander Niall down, we go to the top of his tower and pick up the other half of the secret medallion to the Halig Tree. We enter the Consecrated Snowfield and come here to Anastasia. The reason I fight her is because she gives a Somber 10. Since I have 2 catalysts, I chose her because she's relatively easy to kill, or so I believe. She did almost take me down there. So we have 1 Somber 10, and then we'll be getting another Somber 10 from the end of Loretta's questline. Now here we're fighting Theodorix, mainly just for runes to level up. And you'll see towards the end of the fight we're going to get a guest that appears to help me out. A little bit to the left, here comes our guest who gives us a stance break, and we are easily tag teaming Theodorix. He goes down and gives us a hefty sum of 200,000 plus runes.
thank you.
We have 2 Somber 10s now, and we are able to level up both of our catalysts. I do end up using just the Carrion Regal Staff, however. Again, I went for more damage instead of faster casting speed. We visit this merchant to pick up the Fanged Imp Ashes because we need 1 more talisman. This talisman is also in the Consecrated Snowfield, but is locked behind a puzzle. We summon our imps, and I had thought that they needed to kill this imp right here. However, I think they only hit him once or twice, and I end up killing him, but the seal still opens, and we're able to enter the Rise. Entering the Rise, we get the Graven Mask Talisman, which is a better version of the Graven School Talisman. We have our loadout set. We have 2 sorcery boosting talismans. We have a Magic Scorpion Charge, which boosts magic damage, and we have the Ritual Sword Talisman, which boosts all damage. And we have our Snow Witch Hat, which boosts our cold sorcery. And we are on to fight the Fire Giant. fire giant down to phase 2. Phase 1 was surprisingly quick. I did not expect him to go down that fast. However, as you will see, phase 2 took a little bit longer, and I believe he gets close to taking me down, but he does end up going down. Down goes the fire giant. With pretty much everything done before Crumbling Fire Missoula, we're going to go ahead and talk to Melina, and we're going to prepare ourselves to commit a cardinal sin.
Very well. Let my hand rest upon you for but a moment. O Erd Tree, you shall burn. Burn for the sake of the new Lord.
We have now made it to the home stretch. We're at Crumbling Fire Missoula. We pretty much have our build set up. We have all the talismans we need. We have the equipment we need. I'm sure there's other things I'm missing that could have been giving me more damage, but for now I believe we're set. Our next boss fight is going to be the Godskin Duo. Now these guys are always an annoying fight for me. Luckily, I'm able to sleep talk them, and although it did take me a few tries, as you'll see in this attempt, they actually go down relatively easy. With the Godskin Duo down, we are ready to go off and fight the Draconic Tree Sentinel. Again, took me a few tries, but in the end, he does go down. With the Draconic Tree Sentinel down, we are now ready to fight the Clergyman / Maliketh. Now this fight took me a good healthy 8 or 9 tries. To be honest, I didn't keep count. I just know that I died a lot. Mainly to Maliketh. Clergyman, I usually have no problem with. However, Maliketh, he has a front flip that for some reason he always gets me with the first swing, and if he gets me with that first swing, usually hits me with the second swing, which with the vigor that I have usually means death. Now, since the next hit's going to take Clergyman to phase 2 to the Maliketh phase, I go ahead and hide behind this pillar, put on my Golden Vow Ash of War, boost up with Contagious Fury from the Jellyfish Shield, and just wait for an opening to send him to the second phase. How that slash didn't hit me, I have no idea. Destined Death missed me too. I avoid his Blade of Death. I see my opening, take it, and down goes Maliketh. Not with ease, definitely made me sweat. But he goes down, and we are ready to go to Ashen Capital.
You'll be Elden Lord yet.
Going into the Gideon fight, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do enough damage to take him down. We all know that if you don't take down Gideon first try, every subsequent try he goes into his spamming mood. Luckily, he goes down. And now we are ready to fight Godfrey / Horah Loux.
It's been a long while, Morgott.
Now keep your eyes on my health bar for this fight because I wasn't sure, but after reviewing the footage, I'm pretty sure I do this no hit. Would have been nice if it would have been no hit first attempt. I believe this was my second or third attempt, but with this attempt, I'm pretty sure, and you guys can watch the health bar too, but I'm pretty sure it's a no hit. With that, Horah goes down. And we are ready to fight the last boss in order to beat Elden Ring. Ready to fight Radagon / Elden Beast. Now this is where the answer to the question will be answered. Can I beat Elden Ring using cold sorceries only? Let's find out. With Radagon taken down, here comes Elden Beast. So we are getting closer to the end. Very close to the end. Yes. The answer is yes. I can beat Elden Ring using cold sorceries only. Now, I may not be able to beat it from start to finish with cold sorceries only, mainly because they're locked behind quest lines that are locked behind shard bearers. However, with minimal main boss killing, I was able to do most of the game using cold sorceries only, and I used a cold ash war at the beginning, so I used only cold damage to beat the game. And there are my ending stats. Unfortunately, I did fight Placidusax, but for some reason the video footage was corrupted. So I threw in this bonus footage, a bonus Malenia fight. Now yes, I do let you know right away that I do not kill her with cold sorcery. However, the question was not, can I beat Malenia with cold sorcery? The question was, can I beat Elden Ring? With Elden Ring already beat, again this is just a bonus, and as a bonus I'm letting you see all, well, these aren't even all the fails that I had against Malenia. I probably went a good straight hour and a half trying to beat her with the cold sorceries that I had. Although Adula's Moonblade has a nice projectile, Malenia dodges it. I was able to get her to phase 2 a few times, and I believe this is the lowest I got her health, to about half, maybe a little bit less than half. But after that hour and a half, I decided to take a trip to Caelid, light this fire, hit up this chest, grab Night Comet, probably the most broken sorcery in the game, equip that instead of Glintstone Ice Crab, grab the Staff of Loss to boost the damage to Night Comet. I'm going to be still casting with the Carrion Regal Scepter, however I'm going to offhand the Staff of Loss. And I still can't beat her, even with the Night Comet. But after fighting her at least 20 times, I decided to get serious, and here is my serious fight. Now, as you're watching this footage of me fighting Malenia, I'm going to thank you for sticking around this long or for jumping to this part of the video. I really appreciate it. Please like the video. Please leave a comment down below. I am going to be posting more Elden Ring videos. This is by far my favorite game of all time. By far the game I have played the most. Well, probably might have played PUBG a little bit more. But as far as single player games go, this is definitely the game I have played the most. As you can see, Night Comet is just broken. As long as you don't spam it, she will not dodge that initial cast. She will dodge after getting hit, but if you give her a second to reset, just cast it again, and she'll just sit there and take it. She does get a little bit more aggressive in phase 2, but just keep your distance. Wait for an opening, and just hit her with an uncharged Night Comet. If you try to charge Night Comet, she will dodge it. And there goes Malenia down. Mainly because of Night Comet. Would have been nice to beat her with cold sorceries. However, I wasn't that dedicated to it. I did spend about an hour to an hour and a half attempting. I got Night Comet, beat her second try. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment, like, dislike, whatever you'd like to do.
I'm sorry.